I was a fool to think silence meant understanding. Now the echoes of unspoken words deafen me. I was a fool for believing forever had a tangible form. Now I collect its shattered pieces. I was a fool to invest my entire sky in their single star. Now I navigate a boundless, empty night. I was a fool to mistake their fleeting interest for a burning passion. Now I feel the chill of their indifference. I was a fool to build my happiness on shifting sands. Now the tide has come in and I'm drowning. I was a fool to hand over the pen to my own story. Now someone else has written the ending. I was a fool to think vulnerability was a strength they would cherish. Now it's a weapon they wield. I was a fool to assume loyalty was a two-way street. Now I walk alone on a dead-end road. I was a fool to believe their promises were anchors. Now they feel like the chains that bind me. I was a fool to think my light could illuminate their darkness. Now I'm consumed by it. I was a fool to prioritize their needs over my own. Now I'm a stranger in my own life. I was a fool to think my absence would be noticed. Now the silence confirms my insignificance. I was a fool to believe in the fairy tale. Now I'm living the tragic epilogue. I was a fool to think I could change the unchangeable. Now I'm left with the bitter taste of reality. I was a fool to trust the mask they wore. Now the true face haunts my every thought. I was a fool to think I was irreplaceable. Now someone else stands in my empty space. I was a fool to share my deepest fears. Now they whisper them back to me in my nightmares. I was a fool to think love could conquer all. Now it lies defeated on a battlefield of broken trust. I was a fool to ignore the red flags. Now they form a barricade around my heart. I was a fool to think my efforts would be reciprocated. Now I'm exhausted from giving too much. I was a fool to believe their words held weight. Now they feel like empty air. I was a fool to think I understood them. Now they remain an enigma wrapped in a paradox. I was a fool to think my heart was safe. Now it's a fragile thing, easily shattered. I was a fool to think I could hold on. Now my fingers are slipping and I'm letting go. I was a fool to believe in second chances. Now I see they were just repeated mistakes. I was a fool to think I deserved better. Now I question my own worth. I was a fool to think my voice mattered. Now it's lost in the cacophony of my regrets. I was a fool to think I could fix what was broken. Now I realize some things are irreparable. I was a fool to think I could outrun my past. Now it's catching up, its shadow long and dark. I was a fool to think I was strong enough. Now I crumble under the weight of it all. I was a fool to think I knew happiness. Now I understand the true meaning of sorrow. I was a fool to think I could protect myself. Now my defenses lie in ruins. I was a fool to think I was special. Now I feel like everyone else, lost and confused. I was a fool to think time would heal all wounds. Now the scars just run deeper. I was a fool to think I could forget. Now every memory is a fresh wave of pain. I was a fool to think I could move on. Now I'm stuck in this endless loop of what ifs. I was a fool to think I was in control. Now I'm at the mercy of my own emotions. I was a fool to think I could make them stay. Now they're just a ghost in my memory. I was a fool to think I could live without them. Now every breath is a reminder of their absence. I was a fool to think I was prepared for this. Now I face the wreckage, utterly unprepared. I was a fool to think I had all the answers. Now I'm drowning in a sea of unanswered questions. I was a fool to think I could be someone I wasn't. Now I'm trying to find my true self again. I was a fool to think I could rewrite the past. Now I'm learning to live with its indelible ink. I was a fool to think I could escape the inevitable. Now it's here, staring me in the face. I was a fool to think I was immune to heartbreak. Now my heart aches with a dull, persistent throb. I was a fool to think I could navigate this alone. Now I yearn for a hand to hold. I was a fool to think I could hide my true feelings. Now they spill out in silent tears. I was a fool to think I could find solace in others. Now I feel more alone than ever. I was a fool to think I could rebuild. Now the foundation feels too weak. I was a fool to think I could forgive. Now the resentment simmers beneath the surface. I was a fool to think I could understand their motives. Now they remain a mystery. I was a fool to think I could be happy again. Now the thought feels like a distant dream. I was a fool to think I was strong enough to let go. Now my grip tightens in desperation. I was a fool to think I could outsmart my own heart. Now it leads me down familiar paths of pain. I was a fool to think I could find closure. Now the story ends with an open wound.